An Architect's Christmas by Albert B. Squid. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when through the prefab house, not an architect was sketching, not even a cool house. The designs were hung by the I-beam with care, in hopes that a Pritzker soon would be there. The architects were all sketching some lines and some planes, while visions of cantilevers danced in their brains. And Zaha in her kerchief and I in my bow tie had just settled down our pens to let the ink dry. When out on the roof joist there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my workstation to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a plane, tore open the shutter, I was insane. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow, I saw T-squares and other odd objects below. When suddenly I saw up among the rafters but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny drafters. With a little old architect so lively and dank, I knew in a moment it must be Frank. More rapid than eagles, his designers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Boto, now Foster, now Gaudi and Gary, on Renzo, on Ando, on Johnson and Larry.
Who's Larry?
To the top of the portico, to the top of the bearing wall. Now draft away, draft away, draft away all. As dry leaves that before the cross-section fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the starchitects flew, with a sleigh full of tools, and Mr. Wright too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard from the den the scribbling and doodling of each little pen. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney came Frank with a bound. He was dressed in all black from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of tools he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his candor a bit rough, unlike Frank Gehry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the color of his cape was the opposite of snow. The stump of a pen he held tight in his teeth, drawing circular shapes just like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a room full of jelly. He was chubby and short, right off the prairie, and I laughed when I saw him, but his cane was scary. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head, soon he gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the tracing paper, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. With a whistle to the team, he sprang to his sleigh, and away they all flew, along with Corbusier. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all! And to all, I'm Frank Lloyd Wright!"